Let's first focus on what the GRE is all about. Now, when you plan on going abroad, people used to think that only USA needs the GRE. Today, a lot of other countries also need GRE. For example, Switzerland, UK, Germany, Australia, Singapore, Canada, Netherlands. Some universities in these countries also need the GRE. They are important because different people apply from different colleges, different backgrounds. It becomes difficult for the admission committee to have a level playing field, and they have to compare apples and oranges. Hence, they have a standardized exam through which they try their best to evaluate two personally. How much effort is required for GRE? I would say somewhere about anywhere between 160 to 200 hours. That includes your studying, your doubt solving, your mock exams, everything. So we are looking at 160 to 200 hours. You give 3 hours a day for 3 months, I think you are in good shape. What is a good GRE score depends on what field you are going into. So for example, if you're going into physiotherapy or architecture, 300 could be a competitive score. The competitiveness of the program decides what's a good GRE score. You have two essay writing sections. Your exam starts with essay writing, issue essay and argument essay. I'll come about it in the next slide. Then you have two sections on verbal, two on quants, and one experimental section, which can be either quant or verbal. So actually you will have 3 quants, 2 verbal, or 3 verbal and 2 quants. The experimental section is not graded at all. Okay, you get all right, all wrong, it doesn't matter. It's just for ETS to test some questions on you as guinea pigs. There is no negative marking, so you can mark any question randomly and move on. Within a particular section, you can go from question 1 to 5 to 9 to 2, you can do that. However, once the section is done and you go to the next section, you cannot come back to the previous section. So you have an issue essay and you have an argument essay. In issue essay, you will get a topic out of 8 categories based on art, politics, education, technology. Similarly, in argument essay, you will be given an argument. It would be a paragraph and you have to find out how is the logic and is the argument making sense, how compelling is it. You do not get a choice, you have a topic, you have to write on it. Ideally 400 plus words. You need to get minimum 4 out of 6 if you want to target a top university. 4 out of 6 is 52 percentile. I am asking you to get an average score if you want to get into a top university. The biggest mistake people do is they overuse GRE words. You mucked up words, you want to just put them in the essay for the sake of putting it. Again, sometimes you give an Indian example instead of a global example, or you try to make a joke or be witty or sarcastic, and what if the other person doesn't get it? It can backfire. So you want to give global examples and you want to stay away from sex, religion and politics. They are very debatable topics and can stir controversies. Now keep in mind one thing, that your essay is checked by a computer. So a computer checks your essay and a human being checks your essay, and your score is the average of the two. So the computer is actually trying to pick up some words or phrases, and if you have those words or phrases, you can actually end up getting a good score in the AWA. So we are trying to trick the computer. So some words or phrases that you can use is something that sometimes people have a problem. How do I start the sentence of the essay? You can write about the same thing. You have to write so many words, how to start, how to end, you might not know. So we've given you some samples over here based on which you can just pick up and put them in, that can help you in playing around and using the right words. Similarly for argument essay, right? I think that the argument is unconvincing. The author claims, the author assumes that the survey is not representative. Okay, so there are different words and phrases that you can use in your essay writing section. Moving on to the verbal section. 20 questions, 30 minutes, basically 1.5 minutes per question. So there are three types of question: text completion, sentence equivalence, and reading comprehension. So 10 questions are fill in the blanks and 10 questions are reading comprehension. So let's go through the different question types. So you have a text completion where you have a blank and you have to fill in the right word over there. So there are again three types. You could have one blank, you could have two blanks, or you could have three blanks. Let's try to solve one example. So this is a two blank example where blank 1 you have to choose from ABC and blank 2 you have to choose from DEF. Now let's try to leverage some tricks over here. Again, you want to make the sentence a bit easier to read. In the novel, Betty was bound to dash. Semicolon means the second part is a continuation of the idea of the first part. When I say Betty was bound to something, bound means tied. If I'm tied to something, obviously it has a negative connotation. I'm not tied to something bad. So that means the first word cannot be a positive word. It has to be either a negative word or a neutral word. If I use that logic, then excellence and humility can be eliminated because they are positive words. So that means conventionalism can be my answer. The second part says now, the harder I try to escape it, the difficult it becomes to get away from something. So that means I'm tied to something. I try to go away from it, but it becomes more difficult to go away from it. So if the first blank is negative, the second blank has to be negative, and they both have to be synonyms in that context. I cannot have two different negative words. Like I said, maybe I'm thinking conventionalism is fitting in over here. If I can find a synonym to conventionalism in blank 2, I think I would have gotten my answer. If I'm not able to get it, then maybe I will try to plug in different options and see what fits in. Mediocre means average. Singular means having something same idea, single, and absurd. Now I agree absurd is a negative word, but there is no correlation of absurd with anything else. There is no, I'm looking at two synonyms. So does mediocre fit in now? See, ideally none of them are fitting in, but I'm trying to figure out in this context, what does it mean? So in GRE, it is very important to understand the contextual meaning of the word. So what they're trying to say is, if you are traditional, you are following everything, right? You are following what everyone has been doing since a long time. So if you're following everyone and doing something that's not extraordinary, you're doing something that is ordinary or mediocre. So hence in this case, in this context, they are saying that being conventional or being traditional is same as being mediocre. Now, sentence equivalence is similar to a text completion. However, there are two answers that you need to choose, and they have to be synonyms. So let's take an example. Now, I have a fill in the blank in front of you, but I need to choose two answers out of 6, and those two answers have to be synonyms in this context. We have to look out for keywords. The first keyword I'm looking at is even though. So I have something, comma, even though. That means when I say even though, the idea is going to change. If the first part is positive, the second part will become negative. That is my first clue word. So if something comes together at the right moment, it is a good thing. Even though I'm looking for something negative now. Using the same analogy, when I come here, I have got fractures, rift and chasm as three options, and I need to choose two which are better synonyms. Don't get me wrong, all three are fitting in, but I have to choose two which are better synonyms. So if I have to consider that, I'm looking for a word which means a gap. So rift and chasm fit in well. So hence, because rift and chasm are better synonyms, those are my answers, and I will choose those over fractures. Keep in mind, you get about 4 to 5 passages, and you could have 2, 3 or 4 questions per passage. how much time does it take you to read the passage? So I want you all to time yourself to the exact number of seconds it takes you to read the passage. And then we will solve the reading comprehension together. Your time starts now. What do you think will happen if you press the panic buttons in the auto rickshaws of Chennai? Let's say answer 1, an alert goes to the nearby police station with the location coordinates. Answer number 2, an alarm will start ringing. You have to choose one of the two. What would you choose? See, both of them could be correct. I need to choose the better of the two. Both can be correct. I have to choose the better one. If both are wrong, I have to choose the least wrong answer. Now, the clue over here, if you read, is the effectiveness rest in the implementation will work only as well as the responders. So if the responders are not gonna take action, then this is going to be useless. Keep in mind two things. One, it is the duty of the police officer to respond. It is not a passerby's duty to respond. He may or may not respond. What if it is a secluded place? If it is a secluded place and there is no one around you, then an alarm ringing might not be beneficial. Hence, police is a better answer than alarm. We did some words, right? Now the biggest problem people face, hey, when we do rift and chasm and you come across words and you don't know what the meaning of the word is. So what we do is we focus one class entirely on etymology, where we need you to learn and think on your feet. Suppose I say chrono means time. Now what is chronological? You put things on chronological order, one after the another. Anachronism. Ana is a prefix which means opposite. Something that is out of time. So today, suppose you are using a BlackBerry Messenger, or you are using Nokia 3310, or you are not using a smartphone, you are out of time. Chronometer, an instrument to measure time. That's how you need to start thinking. Now, sometimes you can do it through etymology, like theo is God. Theology, study of God, belief in one God, belief in many gods, belief in no God. Pantheon means a place of worship. All of these are derived from this. Two sections, 20 questions, 35 minutes each, and you get two types of questions. A comparison question and a problem solving question. Let's understand what is a comparison question. I'll give you 1 minute to read this slide. Let us try to solve this. Suppose I put x as 1, left hand side is root 2 and right hand side is 1. Root 2 is 1.4 something. So that means left hand side is greater than right hand side. So I can eliminate option B and C. But now here's the catch. What if you put x as 0? Now what happens? If you put x equal to 0, then left hand side is 0 and right hand side is 0. Both the answers are the same. So if both the answers are the same, my answer has to be option C. So if I put x as 1, I get a different answer, I get a different answer. Hence, in this case, my answer is D for donkey. Keep in mind, in problem solving, you can have options here. Choose 1 out of 5, choose multiple answers or numeric entry. In numeric entry, you do not have options, you just have a box. And you have data interpretation. So you will have 3 questions. It could be a bar graph, pie chart, table, line graph. You will have a chart and 3 questions on that chart. Let's understand how would we solve this now. So here is a trick. You want to find out how many factors are prime numbers. So the term which has maximum prime factors would ideally be your answer. Now if I look at the first one, there is only 3 and 11. There are only 2 prime factors. If I look at the last option, there is 2, 3 and 5. There are 3 prime factors. The more prime factors you have, that is going to be your answer. Since your answer will be E in this case. If you do not believe me, you can write it down and you can count and you will find that option E is the right answer. When should you give the GRE exam? Like I said, you want to time your things. You don't want to over practice and kill yourself. Maximum 200 hours of studies and you should be fine. So you want to give the exam when you are not oversaturated. So plan out when do you think you will hit your peak. What if you want to give the exam multiple times? I have explained this on this slide with couple of examples. Maybe you can read this and you will be in a better position to understand. So this is how we make a sample study planning. Again, like I said, this is something many books also have it. If you are not sure, you can, it is not difficult to make one. Depends on where your strengths and weaknesses are. You need to spend a lot of time analyzing your mock exams that can help you come up with a desired study plan. So this is a summary of our GRE services. We have one-on-one doubt solving sessions. There'll be every alternate Sundays we do full-length mock exams. We have topic-wise homework for you all. Our lectures are modular. You can attend as many times as you want in any order that you want. You will have access to the timetable. Our lectures are live lectures and you can also access the recording in case you want to see it at any point later in time. The recording is also available to you.